about some percents, and it's 2-8. So the first thing that you're going to fill in on your note sheets is that a percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100. So what you get on a test is what you get out of 100%, which makes sense. First, we're just going to do a little bit of review of how to turn a decimal into a percent. So hit pause on the video and please write down steps 1 and 2 to turn a decimal into a percent. You're going to turn fractions into decimals, the numerator divided by the denominator, then multiply the decimal by 100 or move the decimal to the right 2 places. So for here, we already have a decimal for number 1, so now we just need to multiply the decimal by 100, multiply by 100, and when you multiply it by 100, you move the decimal place 2 places to the right, and you get 27%. For number 2, we start with a fraction, so first I need to do 2 divided by 25. So we do 2 divided by 25, and 2 divided by 25 is going to give us 0.08. Now that we have our decimal, we're going to multiply that by 100 and get 8%. Or you could have taken 0.08 and moved the decimal place 2 spots to the right to get 8%. Next, we're going to take a percent and write it as a decimal and as a fraction. So hit pause and write out the steps. Okay, because a percent is out of 100, you're going to place the number over 100. This means over 100. So since 23% is out of 100, we're going to write it as 23 over 100. And check and see if you can simplify. So check to simplify. Since I cannot simplify that, that's my fraction. But to write it as a decimal, we're just going to divide. 23 divided by 100 is just 0.23. Now for number 2, we have 1/2%. Well, 1/2%, isn't that the same thing as 0.5%? Well, it's 0.5 out of 100. So we have 0.5 over 100. Divide it, 0.5 divided by 100, and we get 0.005. Notice each time you divide by 100, we move the decimal 2 places to the left. So 23, 1, 2 places. 0.5, 1, 2 places, added my 0, and we get 0.005. Now for number 3, when we have 1.5%, we're going to have 1.5 over 100 divided by 100. And again, you could just move it 2 places to the left, and you get 0.015. 0.015 is your answer. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and look at some key words. The key words to find from today. Please hit pause and write down steps 1, 2, and 3 in your notes. Okay, now we're going to look at some examples. We're going to find 50% of 98. Well, first thing we want to do is we want to turn a percent into a decimal. You always turn your percent into a decimal because you're going to refer to it in the numerical sense. So we want to find 50% of 98. Whatever you're trying to find, that's going to be my variable because find represents the missing variable. So that's going to be x equals 50%, move it 2 places to the left, 0.5 of means times, so times 98. Now we're just going to do 0.5 times 98, and you get x equals 49. All right, now you're going to go on to video 2.